Jamahal Hill became a global joke last week after clashing with Alex Pereira and quickly backing down when the Brazilian challenged him to settle their differences in a sparring session. Check out what Jamahal Hill had to say about Alex Pereira, revealing his plans for the next time they face each other, his harsh message to Ankalaev, where he tore into the Russian fighter, and also Chael Sonnen's comments about Kron Gracie after a ridiculous performance in the UFC, which drew even more criticism and turned him into a laughingstock in the MMA world. First, take a look at Chael Sonnen's statement, where he tears into Kron Gracie for his horrible performance, even suggesting that the Brazilian was high during the fight because of how poorly he fought. Here's what he said. "I don't know Kron. I'm just a fan. I'm a fan of his old man, his uncles, and his cousins. I'm going to say something that's very out of pocket because I don't know him. He fought like a pothead. There's a culture in jiu-jitsu about smoking dope and doing jiu-jitsu. But you're not going to win the tough ones if you're a pothead. The potheads won, I get it. They won. Great job politically, great job with medicine, I understand. But my dad was onto something too when he told me it makes you lazy. My dad was onto something when he said it makes you peaceful, and it makes you calm. It's the very thing that the potheads used to get the legislation passed. Is there anything about being peaceful or calm that sounds like it would be helpful in a fist fight? I don't know him, and I don't want to label him in these ways, but I'm quite sure I'm right. He fought like a guy who smokes marijuana, and they fight a certain way. They live their life, bro, in a certain way, bro, calm and relaxed in a violent and aggressive business." Jamahal Hill also made headlines in the MMA world when he claimed he never intended to fight Alex Pereira at UFC PI. Instead, he accused the Brazilian of starting the provocation, which caused him to lose his patience. "We had an exchange where he said something on Twitter. And I just went to go tell him in person, yo, I'm coming. I'm putting in the work. Don't run the heavyweight. After I handle this guy, you're next." That was pretty much how it started, and then it went from there. He said, "You woke up from UFC 300. I was like, I'm wide awake now, and I'm going to put you to sleep for real." It was never anything like, "Oh, let's fight right now," or nothing like that. It was just competitive talk, and then it went from that to what people saw. How they interpret it is how they interpret it. What people took is he threw the gloves from me, I should have put them on, and things like that. But I'm here to get paid. We made a lot of money the first time we fought. And we can go right then. Like I told him, we don't need gloves because if we're gonna fight right here, right now, we just gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? But I get paid. I'm here to make money, and I'ma knock your ass out and I'ma collect a check for it. 100%, there's no other fight besides Pereira. There's no other fight after Yuri, especially with a dominant and decisive victory in this next bout. That's all that I see next for myself. Brazilian Alex Pereira also spoke out about his confrontation with Jamahal Hill, saying,
Ask you too, there was a video that came out today of you and Jamahal Hill in a little altercation at the Performance Institute. Can we get your side of exactly what happened there?
Well, things happen. First kind of time that happened with me, but I'm focused on myself, focused on my thing, and right now he should be worried about his next fight. He's having a tough fight with Jimmy.
The name I didn't mention that I probably should have, Magomed Ankalaev. Do you think he's next for you?
Well, it seems to be. I don't know, you know what I mean? But like I said before, come down to my choice, not because of fear, but I want to make it harder for him because all the lies that he said about me. So let's see what's next.
You know, is John Jones of interest to you? Like, seeing him call you out, does that excite you?
Well, it does excite me. It seems to be a nice fight. He the one already spoke about it. He won that fight too, but it doesn't depend on us. So let's see what the organization wants.
What does 2025 look like for you? I mean, most called out man in MMA right now. You got Jamahal Hill, you got Yuri, you got John Jones. I guess, what do you think's next for you?
I'm happy to be called out by all these people, keep my name out there. People enjoy my job. But by the end of the day, what I really want is to continue my work defending my belt.
Jamahal Hill later admitted he's very excited for the rematch against Pereira and promised that this fight will be explosive. He reiterated his claim that Pereira only won because he cheated and sent a message to critics. "I think the rematch will be fire. I think it's going to be more energy. It's a light bit more fire because before we didn't really have a story between the two of us and now we've had time. It's a heated competitive rivalry at this point. The last fight, like I said, the whole situation. That happened right before the ending of the fight. It was weird. I just want to see if he can set that up on his own. Not like after a break, not when, I'm in, close the distance. See what you can set it up on your own. Like I said, I'm not making any excuses about it, but it cleat happened, it's on film, it happened and I want to see what it's like without it. It's just a competitive fire. We're in the same division, he's the champion in the division and I'm a top contender in the division. We're just competitive, it's just a competitive nature. I don't really look at it as like he's somebody that I hate or somebody that it's like I want to fight this mother *** all the time and things like that. Other people bring him up to me more than I ever think about him. So it's just competitive fire. He's a freak fierce competitor and I'm a fierce competitor and that's where it comes from. 100% nothing personal. I'll just be chilling for the most part. All the fans love me. Even if you hate me, you're still a fan. You're still going to come up and you're going to ask for a picture because you're still a fan. And you know what? I'm going to say yes, because I always got a second for fans. Gilbert Burns also weighed in on the altercation between Alex Pereira and Jamahal Hill, revealing that he spoke with Hill right after the incident, and the American said, "When the food has been in the pan for a long time and it will become hard, you have to add water to cook it. That's what I did. I'm going to beat Yuri Prochaska and get my revenge before Ankalaev, who will be observing Ramadan. I don't care what people think, everyone's talking about me after that. Just like most people, I didn't like what he did when I saw the video. But when I heard from him I have to recognize, considering the scenario, Hill was really intelligent. And if you are talking about that, like I am now, it means you were also hooked by Hill's marketing strategy and you want to see him against Poatan again." And it didn't stop there. Jamahal Hill went even further, tearing into Ankalaev, provoking the Russian and stating that he doesn't agree with Alex Pereira being awarded Fighter of the Year. "Personally, foo him. I don't like him. You want to talk about personal? I don't like that dude. He's a bit. He just, always, every time, every interaction that we've had, like, online, he's always shooting shots. Shooting shots, saying shit. Even when I'm, like, not talking about him, I'm not saying anything crazy to him, and he still tries to find a way to shoot shots at me. But meanwhile, he was at the PI for Foo, we were there for weeks at the same time, and he didn't say a Foo word. He didn't say anything to me or anything like that. But the minute he gets online, it's, so he's a bye. How does Khalil keep getting brought up into this? The Motherfew got a title shot at number 8 because I was injured because they don't like Magond. Foo that guy. For me the Fighter of the Year should be Ilia Topuria. It was a fierce debate between him and Alex. I've seen that Alex actually won it, and they are not wrong to give it to him. He had some big moments and fought on some big cards, had some great performances this year. So, you can't really be mad at that, but for me, just the fighter that I was like holy shit is Ilia Topuria. What he was able to do against Volkanovski, what he was able to do against Max that had never been done. So, folks, Jamahal Hill is undoubtedly getting involved in more and more controversies in the MMA world, and the American is definitely losing many fans due to his recent disputes with others. But what about you? Do you think Jamahal Hill will beat Alex Pereira in a potential rematch between the two? Or do you believe the Brazilian will put the American to sleep once again? Leave your opinion in the comments so we can chat about it. If you really love MMA and want to stay updated on everything happening in the fighting world, it's definitely worth checking out these other 2 videos showing up on the screen. These 2 videos are super important, and I'm absolutely sure you'll enjoy them and stay well informed about the latest MMA news. If you liked this video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and leave a like to help spread the content, and see you next time.